Hi everybody, welcome to a Regent Ramas recording. Got my coffee ready. I'm gonna be making some crafts today. Now recently I started up on a new project. I love making strap cloaks, but strap cloaks require straps that are extremely long. And in most cases people love to have leather, but when you can't have leather and you need to make a strap that's like 7 feet, this is how I make them. See, this is a fabric strap, nicely embroidered down the middle, double iron ring on the end. Now, how do you make a fabric strap? Doesn't fabric stretch and break? I found a way. Here's what I use. I actually take seatbelt strapping. Now, seatbelt strapping can be got from pretty well any junker anywhere in the world, and it's really, really cheap. I pay $5 for two 8-foot lengths of seatbelt that I just go and I cut out of the cars myself. I wash them with a little soap and water, and these things are super, super tough, but they're ugly. They're way too modern. So what I want to do is I'm going to cover this with my fabric. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little fabric tube out of a 5-inch wide piece of fabric that I'm going to stitch together using my sewing machine right now. This is a really quick and easy thing that you guys can do at home. I simply line up the outer edges of my 5-inch piece of strap, and I give it about a 1/8 outside trim. Going back on myself, make sure I got to get that end done right. There we go. This won't take more than a minute. Got to make sure that my fabric is nice and straight along the outer edge. When I'm finished sewing this, normally what I would do is I would put it through my serger and I'd serge the outside of this seam. But I'm not going to take the time to do that for my video. Today, I'm just going to simply give it a single stitch all the way down the length. Now, normally, when I need something that's for a strap cloak, I'm looking at a strap that's probably somewhere between 65 and 80 inches long. So it could be even 6 or 7 feet long, which means I might be doing a really, really long piece of fabric like this. Imperfect, but good enough for today. Now what I've got is this great little tube. And the trouble with this great little tube is that I have to turn it inside out, and then I got to put my strap inside. So I have a neat little trick. I take the top edge of this great little tube, I turn it inside out, like so, kind of like a sock, like I'm turning a sock inside out, and then I grab my meter stick. If you haven't done this, you're going to love me. So with these really, really long tubes, I hook the end over my meter stick, and I make sure that my tube is nice and straight. Okay? Make sure that my sock essentially is nice and straight. Then I simply pull down. Voila! I've just turned that entire sock right side in. And now I got to get my strap in there. So I dropped my piece of strap. This is really simple. Grabbing a piece of tape, packing tape, which we all have laying around, I simply take the strap, tape it now to my meter stick, like so. Pretty is not required. Okay? And then I slide my sock back up over the tape, grab the meter stick from the far end, and pull it through. Voila! Look at that! I've got my strap inside of my sock, and now all I got to do is single stitch the outside edge or embroidery stitch the center as I've done right here. And I've got myself a nice 7-foot or 8-foot or 20-foot long strap. It's not going to break, it's not going to stretch, it's not going to bend. It might not be leather, but it's an awful lot cheaper and way more tough. Thank you so much for joining me on my Regent Ramas recording.